The House managers, the Democratic House managers for the impeachment, have filed a 75-page brief with the United States Senate that they caption trial memorandum of the United States House of Representatives and the impeachment trial of President Donald J. Trump.
I read their brief when they try to tackle what the 45 Republican senators did when they said that we don't have jurisdiction here. And first they pointed to the fact that there was this case out of the 1800s with the Secretary of War. But what they don't tell you in that is ultimately that Secretary of War was acquitted by the U.S. Senate because 24 U.S. senators believed that even though he committed high crimes and misdemeanors, because he was no longer in office, that he could not be impeached. So they like to leave that part out. So the Senate precedent is actually against this.
45 Republican senators have already said that they don't think they have jurisdiction. But, Jay, interestingly enough, what I'm hearing is that that might be actually the floor of the number of senators who ultimately conclude that either they don't have constitutional jurisdiction, or maybe there's a few that, on the Republican side that still think they have jurisdiction, but the fact that he's out of office does render it moot nonetheless.
If this is how the Democrats are going to work to somehow embarrass the other side and punish later, then they're really weaponizing impeachment, and it's a misuse of it, which means in the future, people are going to use it as a political wedge now, and they just ruined the whole idea of what it really is supposed to be.
What the House managers are saying is, hey, look, the fact that we brought him in January doesn't disqualify this trial from going forward. The interesting thing there is, if they would have had the impeachment and the trial in January when the president was still in office, they're right. But they didn't do that. And, Jordan, that's the fundamental flaw here, constitutionally speaking.
They say, well, the founder said, remember, it's removal and then being barred from seeking office. But I don't think you get to be barred from seeking a future federal office if you're not removed while you're in office. So I think they read that wrong as well. Now, it's open to interpretation, but they go very strongly and say, no, it's absolutely this way. It's 100% this way.
I'm confident of the outcome here, that we're going to have more than 45 votes for a motion to dismiss on the idea that this is unconstitutional impeachment pursuing somebody out of office.
I think that delay of 2 weeks while the president actually was exiting office, I think that has added to those numbers. Jay, that's why Lindsey Graham said that he thinks the number on the motion to dismiss vote is going to be higher than 45. Remember, 45 senators have already voted that they think it's not constitutional to proceed at this point. But there's every indication that among those five who did not vote, 5 Republicans who did not vote that way, they just wanted more briefing on this.
If you believe this is an unconstitutional exercise of Senate jurisdiction, whatever Eric Swalwell says or Raskin says or Ted Lieu and the other House manager says is moot. It is meaningless. And it should not shift your vote 1 second, 1 minute. I don't even think they should ask questions of those House managers. I think of those 45 senators, because, again, they've already said we shouldn't even be here.
It's 75 pages. The first 48 pages are not about the jurisdiction issue. They don't get to that till the end. They put out, as you said, the parade of horribles, the events of the day and the speech that was given. And that's how so their idea is to get to the jurisdiction last. Now, the fact is, procedurally, the jurisdiction issue will be raised first. So when it starts next week, that is going to be the first issue dealt with. Now, I don't expect that the motion to dismiss will be granted. So, but what I do expect is there will be somewhere between 45 and 48 votes, maybe 49 votes, saying they would grant it. Thus, you will not be able to get to the 67 senators needed in order to have a conviction, which means this would have been another situation where the president was impeached and acquitted again.